Apparently, they shut down an interview when this chick gets exposed as a racist. She's supposed to be very woke, very kind, loves everybody.
I'm just going to say this and you can debate it. You can't be racist against white people. You can be prejudiced against white people.
Dude, these people are so dumb, and they understand exactly what they're doing. They want to kind of change the language of what you can or cannot be towards white people. They, well, you can't be racist towards someone who invented racism. Here's the idea. First of all, what the fuck do you mean white people invented racism? Here's the reality.
Yeah, the racism has been all over the world since ancient time. I mean, when Indians were racist against Chinese and Chinese were racist against Indians and no white people were involved, that's still racism. Like and subscribe.
White people are some of the least racist people on earth. By the way, that's statistically proven, by the way. Do you want to know who some of the most racist people are? Black people. Even Asians. Everybody knows Asians are more racist than white people. And here's the other thing. These people, they don't want to say white people are so racist. Brother, white people are the ones who emancipated slavery first, while blacks still enslaved whites in Africa. So what are we talking about? These stupid fucking women say all this shit without fact-checking fucking anything.
Yep.
And that's what led us to where we are today in modern reality. Oh, you can't be racist towards them. What she wants to happen is for everybody to be able to shit-talk white people with no repercussion. They want racism.
By the way, you are white.
So bad to where it's not even considered racism when it's only towards white people anymore. And it's pathetic. And
you know, when slavery was a thing in the United States, there were some black people that were convinced that slavery was good. They were convinced to hate themselves. This woman is like them. She's been convinced to hate herself.
Tired of hearing about it.
Racism implies a power imbalance.
Where'd you learn that?
That's just how it is. That there's
No, it's not power imbalance. The poor could hate the wealthy just fine. You could be racist. Racist knows no limitations. Anyone can be racist.
no way to arrive to that.
You say it's just how it is.
That is.
So
I'm
when
sorry.
people say, well, black people that have to use separate water fountains, that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
If that's how you want to take it, that's how you want to take it.
You don't think you can advance any more on that?
I really don't want to.
Leaflet loves this guy, watching this guy. I don't really even know who he is.
These are my thoughts and feelings. This is how I feel. Do I want to explain it? No, quite frankly, I can't. Which means you have to accept what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're just another racist piece of shit. Quite frankly, should be in jail. Disgusting. Never met anybody more disgusting than you. Pathetic. Brother, how about we try thinking? And the worst thing is she's smiling and laughing, thinking that she just won because she said, well, that's my reality, which means now you have to live in my delusion. Pathetic.
I wanted to get this out quickly because this is one of the most important interactions I've ever caught on camera. I was at a student summit speaking to students. A reporter sat down who was covering the event.
When people are talking about DEI, they're specifically talking about trying to achieve specific outcomes.
Yes.
So you said it. I don't think it logically works.
Okay.
I tried to point out to her that DEI inevitably is racist, logically.
It is.
No way around it.
Because I think it's the only example.
If you are choosing people to hire based off of their race rather than their qualifications and their ability to do that job, that will be a failing business. And yes, that is racist at its core. Hire off of certification, not off of skin color. It's really that easy.
Systemic racism anyone's been able to provide to me.
It's not systemic racism against you.
How?
Well, everyone deserves a chance to speak and a chance to kind of be out there. We are only as
Does that include white people?
good as representing everyone in their nation. It's not just white men. It's not just rich people. We need every single voice there.
So it'd be equal opportunity, right?
Yes.
Okay, but equity is equal outcome.
Yes.
So it's a different word. That's why we have a
Yes,
different
but
word.
we should be fighting for equality and equity.
No, those are two entirely different things.
It's both sides of a coin.
But if equity is, am I misunderstanding equity?
I don't think you are. I think equity is leveling the playing field so then everyone can reach an equal opportunity.
Okay, so let's run through an example. Like, how do we level the playing field? I'm a firefighter, volunteer firefighter, so let's use that.
Let me tell you how they want to level the playing field. They want to say, stop hiring white people and hire anybody who's brown or darker.
Yeah, that's basically it. They've been taught to hate white people, that white people are evil. They have white privilege. There's systematic racism. So, and to fight that systematic racism, you need to screw over white people in every way you can. Fire them. Don't hire them. Discriminate them on Twitter. Just do everything you can to make their life miserable, because that's being good. That's being a good person, is completely hating white people.
That's how it goes. That's what DEI is to them. They say, fuck white people, fuck Asians, just hire blacks or Mexicans or Somalians. And listen, man, I think black people deserve jobs. I think Mexicans deserve jobs.
Yep.
But hire the blacks and Mexicans who have the qualifications, who have the certifications,
Yep.
who have busted their ass to be there. Guys, I'm gonna be very frank. I have tons of black friends. I love black people. And none of the black people who I'm friends with want a job just for free because their skin color, because it's demeaning. It is. It feels awful.
It undermines you. If you get a job at some place, if you're black and you get a job someplace that has DEI hiring, you always have to ask yourself, am I actually competent enough to work here? Did I just get this because of my skin color, or do I actually have the qualifications for this job? It's damaging to your psyche.
When you realize you were just hired to hit a demographic. That's it. Hire people who are the best for their job.
And then you have to live in fear. What happens if the company stops using DEI? Am I going to get fired because I'm not qualified for this, because there was someone better that, yeah. Am I living a life that's propped up by DEI?
Regardless of skin color, don't even take it into consideration. Whoever is the person who will do the best job at that job should get that job.
As an example, if there's not enough of a specific skin color in the fire department,
I also have tons of trans and gay friends. Yeah, true, random chatter.
how do we fix that without being racist?
It's also just reaching out to demographics who don't.
That's advertising.
It's advertising, yes,
That's
but
not equity.
it's making sure those people that feel comfortable joining a group like firefighters.
So we'll put, because mentally we have this column of advertising. We're trying to put that aside and understand equity now.
Yes. What you're saying, the thing that pisses me off the most is when they go and say that they're not white where convenient. Oh, I'm Latina, I'm X, I'm Y, etc. Yes, the white people, she's clearly white, who believe in this, then they try to not pretend they're not white, and they become non-binary, or they become bisexual. You can still live your life as a straight person if you declare yourself bisexual. Yeah, I'm also attracted to women. I only date men, though. But you're now in that special category. But you haven't changed anything. But you can pretend you're not in the you're not an oppressor because you just declared yourself bisexual. That type of shit.
Because you're advocating for DEI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you get into the DEI portion of it beyond advertising?
Just that, like, everyone is equal of a. I don't really understand what you're
So
asking.
we have to keep in mind, this is someone who has already graduated college. I
Yep.
doubt she has ever been challenged on this ever before.
It's
When you're in college, you will be surrounded by a bunch of brainwashed retards who will spit the same rhetoric.
No, not all of them are brainwashed retards, but if there's anyone who is based, they will keep quiet to avoid flunking whatever course is being taught.
That they have all been indoctrinated into believing by their woke fucking professors. It is very embarrassing.
opening up these doors for everyone so we don't have to get to a point where that is an
Can
issue.
we get specific though? What does it mean opening up the doors without lowering standards?
It's allowing people to understand that everyone is welcome and bridging the gap. Advertising. I agree with you on that aspect. I think that's part of it. It's showing off
So what's the other
that you're.
part? Though?
What do you mean?
How do you get equal outcome?
By making sure the standards are the same, by making sure
Do you see how she's getting increasingly more stressed and the anxiety levels, the cortisol is spiking because she's finally being confronted on her beliefs?
everyone feels welcome and is.
Yes.
Because these people, they can't tell you why they believe what they believe because they never questioned what to believe to begin with. And they heard this first, and that's their personality for the rest of their life.
You know, there's a lot of ideologies. Any ideology that has widespread belief at one time or other, like communism, religious beliefs, they can be very convincing when they aren't challenged. If you have a good talker that speaks about Maoism, whatever, they can be very, very convincing. Then you have someone that comes in and actually knows the issues and can speak well, and from the outside can just completely pick apart the arguments. Because while there's stuff that can be very convincing, it can also be very full of holes.
She will go home saying that this guy's a racist.
Trained the same way. That has nothing to do, DEI has nothing to do with standards.
You just said making sure everyone is trained the same way.
Yes.
How is that DEI?
That's just basic hiring.
Right. That's my point, is it's not DEI.
Yeah.
So can you explain to me DEI?
DEI is making sure everyone feels welcome and secure and that
Everyone except white people. If you're white people, you need not to apply. Actually, a company that puts on their recruitment messaging that we are DEI hiring, a lot of white people won't even bother applying because they know they're going to be discriminated against.
You're
DEI
not-
is just making people feel welcome.
it's making sure everyone has the equal opportunity to apply to something, everyone has the equal opportunity to get hired.
That'd be equality.
That's not DEI. DEI means something very specific.
Yep.
Equity means something different than equality. That's why we have different words for both of them.
Okay.
You have equal ability to become a firefighter.
Yes.
That's not equity.
Martin Luther King would hate DEI.
Okay.
Okay. So do you think DEI now, if we look at it through this lens, do you think pushing for equal outcomes might be a flawed process?
I still don't think so.
Equity means equality of outcome.
Yeah. Equity. The thing about DEI is maybe you have a town where everyone is white in the town because that's the way demographics work out. It's not like the black and white population in the United States is spread evenly across the United States. You're going to have parts that are more black and parts that are more white. If you set up a company in some place that overwhelmingly white people, what do you do? Do you like bring in, spend money and bring in black people from other places just to meet DEI quotas? It's so messed up.
No one can explain to me how you're going to achieve that without being, by definition, racist. The only response she can offer is to change the very definition of racism.
Yep.
I think you can debate the language and you can confuse people with how you debate the language. I just think fighting for everyone to have equal rights, equal.
If you want to see how much this lady's
Like Proton Sales says, it'd be rude to open a company in Baltimore and hire a bunch of non-locals that aren't the demographics of the area. Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make. Is if you're a company, you should prop up your local community. You shouldn't. And it might not be from other areas in the United States. It might be to meet those DI quotas. A lot of people brought in from other countries to make your DEI quotas, and that means instead of hiring an American, you're now hiring a foreigner just for DEI purposes, like a 2B visa situation in some cases.
cortisol spiking, watch your hands.
Opportunities, making sure that playing field is equality and equity go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other.
Okay, so the words mean specific things, though. We have two different words because they
Yes.
mean different. It's not like a word game, right? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
This woman, by the way she's playing with her hands, is full on tweaking, bro. I'm telling you, watch her hands, bro. You will see this woman is having a fucking panic attack.
Okay, so if they go hand in
And he is being very gentle in the way he's handling her. He's not being aggressive in this argument, and he's doing a good job that way. He was more forceful, she probably would have run away already.
hand, but can you explain what's the difference between equity versus equality?
Equity is making sure that, so let's say equality is just kind of giving everyone the same opportunity.
Yep.
Equity is everyone has the same opportunity, but you might not have access to that opportunity because of obstacles in your way. So everyone has access to apply to a job. Not everyone can, let's take colleges. Everyone has access to apply to colleges. Not everyone can afford the application fee. Not everyone can afford a college counselor to make sure they get in. Not everyone can afford tuition, loans, et cetera, et cetera.
Socioeconomic
Equity,
ones.
yes.
I agree with you.
Equity
Like
is,
scholars
Socioeconomic factors, yes, of course.
is not applied on race.
yes.
Your socioeconomic status.
You can see her face.
By the way, I support that for colleges taking into account social economic. If someone's poor, maybe give them help with their tuition. That I approve with. That if it's not based on race.
Change. As soon as I say not applied on race, she's like, wait, hold up. To her, the important component is skin color. You can't take that out of the equation. And this
Yes.
is where she starts to get upset.
So like my students, I used to be a teacher. My students taught students that came from like nothing. And the problem with equity is that it's only applying that socioeconomic advantage based on skin color because they're saying this group, because a group
I
skin color
disagree.
is underrepresented.
As someone who just graduated and went through scholarship opportunities, there's opportunities, specific scholarships for people of color, for Italians, which I am, which I don't consider myself an oppressed class. There's scholarships for low-income people. Every single demographic, there is a way
Except white people.
to give a boost up for.
So I guess I'm just curious. I don't.
Every single demographic. That means it's just basically fuck white people. Yeah, everyone else gets a leg up except white people. They get kicked down.
Understand why we break people down into groups based on race.
We shouldn't. But that's
We break them down based on groups based on race because there is a racial motive behind this, which is to fuck white people. So it's anybody but white gets scholarships.
where we always have been. The whole point.
She doesn't want to break people down by race, yet she's advocating for D,
There are dirt poor white people that deserve help too.
which is something that breaks people down on race. Also, I'm so tired of hearing this fucking oppressed class type shit. Shut the fuck up. If you are born in America, regardless of skin color, you were already born on third base. And that is why I thank God
Agreed with that. Yes.
every day that I am born a red-blooded fucking American. I am so tired of these people being victims in this great nation that we were all born into. It's pathetic.
So, yeah, you shouldn't maybe extend that argument to anyone born in America. Just you sneak in illegally and then someone's born in America. I don't know if that's winning the lottery, given where the winds are blowing now in terms of migration and citizenship. But just saying.
The bitching and whining culture, the victim culture, is just at an all-time high, bro. It is pathetic.
Of, I guess, is to level that. It's to make it so we get to a point where those groups don't matter. But right now, for bad people, they matter. So we have to overcorrect it to make it an even playing field. To then eventually, down the line, everyone is exactly equal. No one needs an extra boost because they haven't been disenfranchised.
This is where I run into it, and I appreciate you having this conversation. I mean this honestly.
Oh, I was getting a phone call. That's what that was. Sorry.
Because you just admitted that it's a bad thing what we're doing.
It's
but
a
we're
bad thing
doing
what we
something
were doing.
bad.
I mean, previously when people weren't hired because of their race, because of their gender, because of their
So we
sexual
should do it bad.
orientation.
I agree. Racism is bad, but I don't think implementing racism is to get over racism is logical.
It's not racism.
Yes.
I'm
Why is it
sorry.
bad?
I just
That is the goal. It's just the people that believe in this. It's basically the argument is these groups in the past were discriminated against. Non-whites were discriminated again. And in order to make things right, now we're going to discriminate against white people. That's basically what DEI is. And it's, in some cases, maybe there was discrimination against non-white people. In some cases, there might not have been. So, basic premise behind it all is in question anyway.
I don't see how these people say racism is bad when we don't include lower qualified minorities, let's be real, majorities, into our job. But racism is good when we're using it specifically to de-incentivize the hiring process on whites and Asians in America. I'm sorry, bro. You can't say the way to fix racism is to be racist. It's the same thing with feminism. Feminism was supposed to be building women up, but instead all it was is tearing men down. Everybody knows it.
I'm just
Yeah, what you said, Proton Snail. The thing is, some of these people aren't unintelligent. It's just that they have been trained in such a way that if they posture from the moral and intellectual high ground, then no one can penetrate their defenses. There's no need to flesh out your beliefs because they are inherently right and just, and anyone who disagrees is simply ignorant or malicious. That sort of mindset is of in itself indoctrination. Yes, they have been when you've been taught something, when you spend 4 years of college learning about systematic racism, have entire courses, written papers, yourself is invested in that concept now. If it gets undermined, if someone tries to undermine it, they're undermining all the effort you put into that. What did you waste your college tuition on if everything you was taught to you was bullshit? You inherently reject that. That's what's so insidious. And it's easier just to call anyone who disagrees with what you're spouting, the nonsense that you learned, as racist. You just call that guy racist that's sitting across from you. He's being common sense, and that's undermining your entire worldview. So he must be racist.
I'm just going to say this, and you can debate it. You can't be racist against white people. You can be prejudiced against white people. Racism implies a power imbalance that white people have the advantage of.
One flaw is that not all white people have that. There are some dirt poor white people. South Africa, the white farmers there, that many of them are getting murdered. They don't have any representation in government. They are the minority. They are the ones getting screwed over. There's racism against white people in South Africa.
Over.
Oh, you can't. So it's where'd you learn that?
That
I love how
By the way, I don't agree with that power imbalance element to racism. That's adding to the definition of the word. Racism is just someone who discriminates or hates another ethnic group. It's that simple. It's not more, not less.
people say that white people have an inherent power advantage over every other minority. That's very interesting, because in 2020, there were, 13,000 rapes from black men onto white women, yet there were 0 rapes from white men onto black women. So if you want to talk power imbalances, how about we talk about that? I am so tired of people pretending that white people have all this fucking power over every other race. We are 6% of the fucking Earth population. Can we stop acting like we're these grand oppressors? There's no instance in like the past 100 years of white people doing anything oppressive to any other race that wasn't started by another race. It's so embarrassing.
He is not being entirely accurate. Like 0 black ladies raped by white people. I'm going to have to call bullshit on that statistic. Just that's not even looking it up. There's got to have been some. I mean, just it's absurd to think there's 0. And then nothing that white people are never in the wrong. That's a level of cope that's approaching the level of cope she's on. I will agree that maybe a lot of the cases it wasn't white people that started it, but all. Then you're starting being on the same cult level, propaganda level, if you start believing things to that extent.
Any bullying, any kind of
I hope Tecto knows that and he's just being hyperbolic.
form of, it's about a power imbalance. It's punching up versus punching down. Where did I learn
This chick can vote, by the way.
that? I went to school, I went to university, I read, I do research.
I thought racism was treating people differently based upon the color of their skin.
I mean, on the very basics, yes, but there is the
You just said
aspect
you
of
can't
it.
be racist unless there's a power.
Because it's the same thing with bullying. It's like, it's punching up versus punching down.
Word for racism versus bullying.
Because racism is bullying on the impression of race.
So it is race. It's not. So you can be racist against a specific.
When there is a bully, you have a small guy and a big guy. Even if that small guy is trying to bully the big guy, there is not that same power imbalance.
And this is what
So little people can never be bullies. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, little guys are sometimes rich, and they have big guys standing behind them, and they can bully other. Bigness alone is not enough to prevent, to ensure that you're not a target of bullying.
why people think it's okay for women to hit their husbands, but it's not okay for husbands to hit.
Exactly. It's this mentality of this lady is it's fine for women to hit men because The power imbalance is power imbalance. You're stronger than me, therefore I'm allowed to hit you.
Your wife. Here's the reality. Neither people should be hitting anybody. If a bully comes and punches a kid and that kid pulls out a gun and shoots them, both of those are fucking wrong. What are we talking about?
And yeah, and in the era of guns, why does size matter? The little guy could just pull out a gun and bully the big guy.
These people are retarded.
What you're doing is you're categorizing an entire group of people as a little guy versus a big guy. How's that not racist?
Because it's systematically how it's always been. To this day,
But you're making a judgment on someone based on the color of their skin.
that's not what I said.
You just said it's always been that way. You are this thing because of it.
No, I said it's always been, people have always treated.
Yeah, the thing is, people like her try to extend what their worldviews to places like Norway. No slavery in Norway, no colonialism. Norwegians never oppressed black people in any way, and yet somehow they're supposed to be evil because they're white. How dare they be white and just have a wealthy country? Because they're wealthy, they're evil.
Treated others that way.
Aren't you doing that though?
No.
But you just said someone with this skin color has a hierarchy of power.
Yes. I am a white person, so I have inherently privilege.
You can judge yourself, but you can't judge others based on the color of skin without being racist.
Yes, I agree. That's not what I said at all.
That is exactly.
She's perfectly okay with white people getting fired or not getting hired because of the color of their skin. Let me put it to you this way. Go back 150 years and have a white person discriminate against black based on the color of their skin and firing people because they're black. She wouldn't be okay with that, but she's okay with it being done against whites.
What she said, and she wants to giggle it off like she didn't, but we all know what she said and we heard it because it's on fucking camera. This shit is embarrassing, bro. This bitch is malfunctioning.
You said white people have a automatic
There is a white privilege. That doesn't mean I'm.
Yes, white privilege. That is why white people are evil. When they're born, they automatically get this white privilege. This imaginary thing, white privilege. They could be born like in complete poverty in Russia, in a small village, and with dirt roads, and they automatically get white privilege. And because of that white privilege that they had now supposedly have, they should be discriminated against. They have a privilege that other people, non-whites, don't, and so it's okay to not hire them, to screw them over in every way possible, to fire them because they're white, because of this privilege that automatically you get when you're white, even if you don't have any type of privilege in your life.
Judging them, privileged, having.
All of these white people are this one thing, but I'm not judging them off their skin color. Yeah, you just did.
You having privilege doesn't mean I judge you for that privilege. It's how.
By the way, in Europe, there's something called the Dark Ages, where a large part of the population, the majority, were serfs, where it's a form of slavery. People viewed as property. In Russia, for example, you bought and sold serfs the same way you buy and sell a house. Serfs lives on this plot of land. They're part of the land, and I can sell the land, and the value of the serf goes along with it. Just like, the house built on land, its value is part of the land when you sell that too. There was slavery in Europe, and you have people that are white as day that have hundreds of years history of slavery. And yet somehow the descendants of those serfs and peasants are somehow privileged for having been enslaved for centuries.
use that privilege.
It's great, right?
You are judging them based on the color of their skin.
I'm not.
How are you arriving at the conclusion that they have privilege then?
Because that's just how it is. That there's no way to.
That's just how it is. Oh, okay. But if you say Somalians' IQ are below 67, which is statistically proven, that's also racist. Can we say that because that's just how it is? Very interesting.
Drive to that.
Just saying facts should never be racist. Just because you don't like what the facts implies. The arguments that people make based on those facts, that's a different issue entirely, and I'm not on the same page as Tectone on that, because you take a world map of poverty and compare it to a world map of IQ, and you'll find that poverty and IQ are pretty much completely correlate one-on-one with each other. And the poverty of a country that's not always, you can't judge that based on the people living there. One bad leader makes stupid decisions, it ruins prosperity of a country. That you can't, it might be a very smart country, but like the fall of the Soviet Union and the poverty that resulted. It's a couple bad leaders make bad decisions. It doesn't mean the whole people are idiotic. No, you can't judge based on the IQ scores of a country, because poverty creates low IQ scores. And poverty has external factors, like a country like the United States comes in, overthrows your leaders, and causes a civil war. Poverty skyrockets. IQ scores plummet. Is that because your people are stupid? No. There are outside forces. That they're winners and losers to war. The loser of the war has to pay reparation. Their economy suffers. Their IQs fall. That's not a... No, there's too many factors like that. You can't judge IQ scores like based on countries, like some people are trying to do on the right these days.
You say it's just how it is.
That is.
So
I'm
when
sorry.
people say, well, black people have to use separate water fountains. That's just how
Yeah,
it is.
Russia's IQ plummeted after the collapse of the Soviet era, and it's back up nowadays.
I'm sorry.
If that's how you want to take it, that's how you want to take it.
That's not how he's taking it. That's how you're saying it.
You don't think you can advance any more on that?
I really don't want to.
Right. Well, thank you.
Of course.
She's laughing, which means she thinks that she won, which is so embarrassing. Immediately took that microphone off and is making the bitchiest face because she knows she just got obliterated.
Keep in mind,
She's so mad.
this is an event that is designed for students to come together to have difficult conversations and disagree. If I'm being too insensitive in this interaction, then what's the point of the event?
I absolutely agree.
Yep.
Truth roaring night. See you on the next one.
Yep, that was a great video. She lost that debate. And she lost that debate because DEI is inherently racist. It's meant to discriminate against white people. Even the thinking behind it is that, oh, white people have had an advantage in the past, so now we need to give non-whites the advantage. And to give non-whites the advantage, you need to fuck over white people. You need to discriminate against white people. By the way, DEI is, I'm sure it's happening, creating on some level the reverse effect. You have people, white people, that get discriminated against because of DEI. They're going to say, well, they're going to use the exact same argument in reverse. Well, since white people were discriminated against, to rectify that, I need to push up white people. I need to hire more white people. I need to discriminate against all non-white people. And I bet you that's happening out there too. It's racism begets racism. That's the way the world works. And you can tell it in some places in the right ecosystem of content creators that there are views forming. It's not great. They're bad on both sides, racism. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.